What is Pinot?
Pinot Noir, caviar, mid-sized car. That's from Kimmy Schmidt. I'm sorry.
No.
And we're live.
Yeah, for some weird reason, Jackson decided he did not want to come by today. So, whatever. I'm taking over his channel. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Mike from the Downright Nerdy podcast, but you're here on Just Annoyed or Bored Annoyed's YouTube channel. I'm here with the normal crew, and we're taking over Jackson. Wow. It's going to be fun. So we're going to be talking about you know what, Paul? I'm going to let you talk about it because you're the one that decided what we're all.
Yeah,
I'm going to give you the floor.
All right, sweet. So it was a 2002, I think. 2001, like low budget movie called The FrenchDoors, and it's just like a 12, 13-minute short film. And I just thought I'd stick to my line of picking random stuff that hopefully no one's ever seen before. And I don't know, we'll see what you guys think.
Awesome.
Do you want to give me a synopsis?
You got the big screen. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Paul. You can find me on the Tales from the Flipside YouTube channel. Go live on Monday nights or on the weekends here where we review whatever's picked.
Cool. Awesome. Let's start. Just move around. Who's this guy?
Hey guys, it's me. It's Ryan from the Fake Nerd Podcast. We're live this Sunday, actually, in a couple hours. Pop culture weekly movies, comics, podcasts, like a bunch of these other fine gentlemen here. We are going live, like I said, in a couple hours. We're going to be talking about Lupin the Third, the First, which is a new animated movie, which I've been waiting to see for like 17,000 years. It looks like, no joke, guys, the most beautiful animated movie of all time. And if you don't know what this movie is, go watch the trailer. It's going to blow your mind. I'm very excited to talk about it. That's in a couple hours. But now I'm talking about a New Zealand short film, I guess.
Thanks, buddy. Ken.
Oh, hey, it's me. I'm Ken from Pinky's Out Podcast. You can find us on all the podcasting platforms, and you can find me here doing movies with Jackson and Mike and the crew. And we have New Zealand bunnies, so does that count?
Yeah,
yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Cookie.
Hey guys, Cookie, Just Little Podcast. Find me all over social media at Just Little Podcast. Find the podcast all over podcasting platforms, Just Little Podcast. Hopefully new stuff coming out in the near future, trying to set up for that. FrenchDoors. I have a New Zealand style French tattoo, so we'll see what happens.
Let's see it.
And once again, I am Mike, formerly of the Downright Nerdy podcast, but today for taking over the reins of Just Annoyed podcast today. For everybody who's watching this or listening to this, all our links are down in the description below, so make sure you guys sub them up. Always putting out awesome content. All right, so FrenchDoors, 2001 New Zealand short film available on YouTube for free. It's only about 12, 15 minutes long. Roughly 13 minutes of heaven, right, Paul?
And there's like 2 minutes of credits, so
yeah, that's true too. So a 10-minute movie. Let's just go around the horn, maybe let's go just for the sake of the movie in 15 seconds or less. What'd you think, Cookie?
It was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. If you were high, blind, and you were deaf, I mean, other than that, it was a crappy film. I don't know why you picked this. I understand if I picked this, but Paul, you have a little bit of class, man. Come on.
I love it.
Wait a minute. Have you been on the show before?
Ryan, 15 seconds.
Yes, as Paul said earlier, this seems like someone's first attempt at making a short film. So as someone who once wanted to make movies, I understand. 2001 low budget. This is what it's going to look like. I can't defend the look of it. I think the premise is the coolest part of it. I love Twin Peaks. That's my kind of shit.
Cool, Ken.
Well, back in the day, we used to have camcorders that were like a suitcase, and when I first started dating my wife, she had her brother was like 12 or 13. His little buddies would go out in the woods and make little movies, and those were more entertaining than this.
Probably, maybe, yeah.
Paul, because you chose it, I'm going to wait for you for last. I'm going to say, actually, I did not hate it. I didn't mind it that at all, actually. The premise was the most interesting part. Obviously, it didn't look aesthetically pleasing, but the entire premise, I was kind of kind of wishing for an actual little bit of a longer movie so it would explain what the hell was happening. But yeah, I didn't mind it. Paul.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it in a long time. I liked it just as much. I don't know. Sorry, you guys didn't. I like the premise. It's low budget, but I just thought it was neat. It was just back in that time where, your buddy and you would just kind of see what videos were on whatever platforms were out at that time. And that was one that we stumbled upon. It was like, what the heck did we just watch? It was kind of neat.
I looked at the comments of like the video, and like a lot of people like, oh man, I remember this way back when. Like we loved this when it came out. Because yeah, like if you're like a young person making movies, like you appreciate other people doing their thing. And again, if this came out in 2001, I think you'd be a little less negative on it. 19 years later.
So I mean, kind of hard to really talk about this movie, especially a 10-minute movie, without giving spoilers. So Paul, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what happened in 10 minutes?
Yeah. Don't take 10 minutes. Right. Yeah, it's a guy who's moving into his house, and a couple of guys look like they delivered these French doors, helped him install it. They drove away, and he's having pizza, hanging out that night, and some ominous music. And then night passes where you think all the creepy stuff's going to happen. And he wakes up and he walks, making tea or whatever, and then he walks into the room where he installed the doors, and outside the doors is just pitch black. And so it's like, what, WTF? He goes back into his kitchen, he throws a pot out the window in front of the door, and then goes back to the doors, and the pot is there. So then he opens the doors. He has a long extension cord because everything's under construction. And he goes outside and kind of walks around his house and is just confused with his lamp with no shade on it. And then he sees a figure in his house. He's like, "Hey, you!"
Oi!
And yeah,
I shrimped in the Bobby.
He goes inside, and then he gets attacked by this creature. He gets hit in the face with the pan or with the pot because it's missing. And then it drags him out into the black, and that's pretty much it. And the next time you see the doors, it's all sunny again. Kind of like a HAL thing, if that makes sense. Like the doors have a mind of their own. Because I was thinking, watching it again, like when the doors have just remained, the portal have remained open in a sense.
Yeah, I think like the doors are obviously supernatural in nature or whatever. But like yeah, there's something in those doors that's like doing this. Yeah, it's not just some doors doing some weird stuff. There's more to it. And I agree. I think it's unfortunate that like it takes 6 minutes of like a 12-minute movie to get to the good stuff. And it's like, right. You need the setup obviously, but I do think you could have cut out at least a couple of those minutes just to get more of the creepy stuff. Cause I do think the last few minutes work for what they're trying to do.
I think there was a lack of film for me. And that's why I gave it such a crappy review, is because I did want more, and I kind of got intrigued, like you guys said, towards the last bit of it, where, spoilers, he kind of gets grabbed by this shadow, and it's like, oh crap, what's going to happen now? And then next you know, it's done. And I'm like, oh man, like it just got good for me, or relatively good.
Question, Cookie, do you read any short stories by any chance?
I do read a lot of short stories, and I enjoy them quite a bit. Okay. And I think a lot of short stories, you don't need a lot of introduction. You don't need a lot of backstory to make them a good story. I just wanted more for this. I just what's going to happen now? Mm-hmm. Is there a sequel to this?
Yeah. I mean, look how many movies made out of I Am Legend. And that was a short story.
Yeah.
That's less than 200 pages. And they've made, 10 movies at least?
Oh, geez. Yeah.
I mean, not
Will Smith.
Well, that's probably one of the better ones, but although I'm kind of a Vincent Price guy, so I tend to like his version. So,
is that I Am Omega?
No, that was
Omega Man?
I Am Legend. So, I think.
Well, because they've made a bunch of movies, like they're all called different things.
I Am Omega.
Yeah,
Charlton Heston.
That's definitely the French Doors right there.
Yeah,
that's the French Doors of movies.
Gore says, it was a good film. I'd never seen it before. Everything is dated that happened in the past. That's a given. It reminded me of Steve Ditko's Golden Age comic horror story, or one by Ellison or Matheson.
I would say, yeah, because Steve Ditko's always on acid. So it seemed like it could have been like a nice little acid trip, and you freak out. seeing that shadow.
No, I mean, I did like this premise. Like I said before, it reminded me. This is something that I always kind of made me think of. We talked about it backstage. Monsters Inc. When they're going through each door, right? This is like, all right, what if a door was left open and a monster stayed out, as opposed, like an evil monster stayed out, as opposed to the little girl, or what was her name? I can't remember. But Boo. Yes. But it was interesting. It was. I mean, I thought it was finally made for someone in 2001 without the bells and whistles of what we got 20 years later.
I will say the credits mention that there's like the New Zealand Short Film Society or something. I'm like, they had help, I guess, making this though. So I mean,
yeah, all 5 of them.
Could you guys see this in Sundance? Is this a film that you think could make it to Sundance, or
is there like a Sundance Junior?
Like Nick Junior.
Babies for a Sundance.
It doesn't offer much in the sense of like.
It's a tone piece.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I wanted more. That's all.
Yeah.
I appreciate seeing it. I'll say that. I always appreciate seeing something once.
I mean, especially when what Paul was saying to you, Ryan's like, yeah, this is probably someone's first little entry film first thing that they ever made. I mean, heck, I think it was a success. I mean, it had how many millions of views already? Heck, we should all make our own 15-minute film and see who's the best.
Fun fact, it does rate higher on IMDb than Enduring Love. So
where's the Criterion collection for the FrenchDoors?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. They could have taken a little more of the buildup off and added maybe an extended fight scene or more of a struggle or something that added something to it, or something more ominous at the end, like footprints leading out of his front door, like there's something from this other world that is now in ours, or something like that. I thought
it would have been more interesting if the girlfriend or wife or whatever had come home and like getting ripped out of the French door. So she goes and the door's closed. She goes to open it and it's daytime, and like it's. Like
I was just assuming.
I was expecting,
she was just going to show up at the end when it was light and just go like, "Where's my husband? What's happening?"
I don't think they could have paid for that.
Is that the New Zealand accent?
Yeah. What's happening?
Where's my drapes?
And I'm going to use that.
That also gives this movie a plus that they're awesome accents. They're not just like regular, boring, like California accents. So I'm like, I enjoy listening to you at least. That's nice.
So we spent 12 minutes, 48 seconds talking about a 12-minute movie.
We need 10 more seconds and we beat it, and we're good.
Okay. Let's see. The special effects were pretty terrible. It was just some dude who looked like he was just in like a black suit.
It looked like a Muppet. It was all fun.
Yeah.
Do you guys honestly think it is a portal to another dimension type of thing? Well, what do you guys feel about it? The fact that you're seeing a daylight in one scene through one window and then night in another window.
I think it's some type of like an alternate dimension, or it's like a doorway to somewhere else. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like a Doctor Strange type of thing.
This is where the Stranger Things came from, the upside down.
The French.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I thought it was fine.
Does that mean the Russians are going to build a secret base under the mall in town?
Yeah, that's season 5.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Spoilers, haven't seen it.
Dude, it's been like 3 years. If you haven't seen it, I'm not really going to worry about it.
Yeah, I actually stopped watching it about halfway through the second season.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
I think season 3 is a marked improvement over season 2.
Okay, all right, maybe I'll give it a go.
I'll
have to that only means I'll have to rewatch it though, because I can't remember any of it.
Yeah, I think you'll be okay. They're just a bunch of kids being silly. Yeah.
Okay. Being denied entry to the country for cocaine, no
biggie.
Thanks.
Typical 80s,
All right. Well,
I thank you, Paul, for picking this. It's not something I expected. Not like from you or just like the script. It's like, oh, okay. You want to watch like a 12-minute 2001 New Zealand short horror movie? I'm into it. Like I'm learning about you. It's cool.
I'll see what else I can pull out for you.
Yeah.
Don't keep it in.
Let's see. Vince Gore says, I agree with Pinky. Vincent Price's The Last Man or I Am Legend by Richard Matheson is very good. Heston's The Omega Man is great, even though I deviated from the novella. All are better than Smith's.
That doesn't mean they're all good.
Yeah, Heston's was the best in my opinion.
Cool.
I don't know. It's hard to beat Price, though, man. He's just so good being creepy.
Why don't we go over grades since we spent 15 minutes on this movie? Cookie.
I give it a C.
C? Paul?
Yeah, I think it's a good B plus range.
Yeah. Ryan?
I'd give it a C as well.
Pinky? Ken?
I'll give it a C. It had potential. It just kind of fell on its face. So
yeah, I'll give it a solid C as well. Based on the conversations in the group text, I don't think Jackson would have given it a C. Maybe a D plus, C minus, maybe.
Yeah,
we probably would have talked him into it a little bit more. I bet.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's see. Let's do the genre wheel. We had an extra week this month, so
are we not going to comment on Mike's beard?
Looks good.
It looks great.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yes. We're all
right.
bearded.
I had to redo all these genres. So if there's something that you want me to add, let me know. I got all the 50s, 60s, all the way to now. Comedy, romance, romantic comedy, war, World War II, all these action adventures, true stories. Got gore porn. I added first episode of a TV series. I don't know.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
I love that idea. That's a good idea.
Bond. I put Bond like Batman, Alien, X-Men, just because there's so many of them. Some of the MCU, DC. Unfortunately, I did put the DC. If I put MCU, I had to put DC EU. So,
perfectly balanced.
Classic monster movies. I'm thinking. My train of thought was like the old, anything that's like Dracula, Frankenstein, those kind of monsters.
Old school.
Yeah. And then I got a bunch of actors, directors, actresses down at the bottom here. But yeah.
Love it. Tom Cruise. All right. Tom Cruise just hired some robots for his set. You see that?
No.
He hired like robots to help COVID restrictions.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, he's a guy, all right.
Robot guards.
Yeah, like for real.
6 feet and 4
Oh no!
Yes, Tom Cruise.
Speak of the devil, and you summon him.
Listen, Tom Cruise makes a lot of really good movies. I'm just
Okay.
Tomorrow.
So start spitting out some Tom Cruise movies.
Have you guys seen Tom Cruise's best movie, Collateral?
Yes.
That is a great movie.
Honestly, if I don't say this, my wife will kill me. Far and away.
Okay. Ooh, that's not a typical pick.
No, I honestly think it's one of his best movies. So,
all right. So Collateral. What else?
Last Samurai.
Last Samurai.
Yeah, took that one from me.
Sorry.
Paul's a Vanilla Sky kind of guy.
How about Minority Report?
Okay.
Ooh, Paul.
Report. Ken, you got one?
Yeah, Far and Away.
Far and Away.
Sorry,
Gore says The Outsiders, even though Tom Cruise is barely in it, but I'll count it.
Stay golden, pony boy.
Let's see. What do I choose? I'll choose.
Life. From Discovery, choose life. So,
how bad was he in The Mummy? Is that terrible?
It was bad. It was bad.
I was actually just thinking. I'm going to put that in there. The Mummy.
I don't want to take the pick from you. I'm just looking at a list.
It has good moments, but it's not a good movie.
And I never saw it.
It's not. But I'm going to put that on there. So there it is. Those are our Tom Cruise ones. If you got any more, just shoot me. Let me know.
Nobody picked Rain Man. Interesting.
Gore just put that in the chat. Actually, he said that.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay.
Like just now, yeah.
Business and Rain Man. All right.
But we're gonna misjudge Wapner.
Vanilla
Sky. Can't handle the truth.
You've never seen Vanilla Sky, Paul?
I think I did.
I think that's been at the library for 20 years. I figured you would have watched it.
Please be kind. Rewind.
Exactly. Actually, it's not a bad movie.
Nope,
I'm making fun of it, but it is a good movie.
Hold on.
Wheels.
I don't know why it does this. Here it is.
Too many wheels.
There is too many wheels.
Ooh, Eyes Wide Shut. Stanley Kubrick.
Not nearly as titillating as it should have been.
I mean, there's plenty of titillating happening in that movie. Okay.
Yeah, but
Did you like War of the Worlds with him in it?
yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I did.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
think it was bad.
I think it gets a bad rap. Oh, spicy. Oh, there it goes.
Not that. No, not doing it.
Nope, spicy.
Hold on.
Yeah. Whoever won, I'm happy for you.
All right, here.
Uh-oh. Curse of Jackson's
Here we go.
computer.
I know, right? No, it's just I was messing around with it.
Oh, New York.
All right.
You taking Paul off, were you?
All right, here we go. For next week.
I got my wheel ready.
There we go.
Oh, Cookie Monster.
All right,
All right.
Cookie, you got high expectations after this one.
All right, since you kind of went indie, so I'm gonna go with Dogma.
Oh, I love that movie.
Dogma.
Oh. Make sure you watch the uncut version with the shit
Yes.
monster.
I was gonna say, make sure you do the uncut version.
Okay, all right. Dogma is the movie for next week then. Cool. So Dogma over on my channel next week, either Saturday or Sunday. We'll figure it out. Just make sure you guys follow all of us. We always post it on our stories whenever it is. It's usually around this time. So yeah, Dogma starring Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Who else is in that?
Salma
Damon,
Hayek,
Salma
Chris
Hayek.
Rock,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Cool.
Bloody Jesus.
Let's see. Gore, thank you very much for coming out. Hey, Brian, Simple Man's Comics, stop by. What's going on? Thanks, buddy.
What's up,
Good
sir?
to see you. All right, let's say our goodbyes, starting with.
Oh, it's me! Hey guys, it's Ryan from the Fake Nerd Podcast. What's up? I'm ready for this. We're gonna go live in probably about 3 hours or so. Looks like around 9:30, talking about Lupin the Third, the First. It's a new animated movie. Check out that trailer, guys. If you don't know what this movie is, watch the trailer. It's beautiful. Besides that, you can find me personally at DJ Tony Snark everywhere. I love to talk about X-Men. I'm a big old nerd. Love you guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Awesome, cool. Ken?
Oh,
Nope,
muted.
Oh, there I am. Sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. So you can find me on all your podcasting platforms. Like I said, if I ever get around to editing, we'll have some new stuff out. So stay
Cool.
tuned.
Awesome. Paul.
Hey, Paul, you can find me on the Tales from the Flipside YouTube channel. I will be there tomorrow. I'm off work, so I'll be there at 9:30 show. And otherwise, you can find me on Instagram at Paul's Problems CBSI, where I just post whatever I want.
Awesome, cool. Good.
Hey guys, Cookie Just Little Podcast. Find me all over social platforms at Just Little Podcast. New episode in the near future, so check me out. Yeah, still on YouTube, still kicking it. So
Cool, awesome. And I am Mike from the Downright Nerdy Podcast, taking over for Jackson today. Let's see. Gore said, was Jackson on vacation? No, he had a little bit of a rough day, so he's just taking it easy today. So he entrusted his channel in our hands, which
Get an extra,
Get him banned.
extra emotional. This is us this week.
So yeah, you can find me Downright Nerdy Podcast. All our links are down below. Make sure you guys check it out. Thank you guys all for coming by.